Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal Discussion. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
You guys are going to have to trade your Chinese stories later.
Nita Zhongwen Buhama?
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I understand ni hao. Ni hao. Yes.
Anyhow, that's what that means. Anyhow.
You're ready? You ready for the question?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, here we go. I was rear-ended and have some hospital bills. The other person didn't have insurance. Do I have to sue them to get my medical bills paid?
Well, ultimately, that might be the outcome, but hopefully you've got this uninsured motorist rider on your own
they
insurance
always
policy.
recommend.
And it's money well spent. If you look at your itemized statement on your insurance, normally that uninsured motorist is pennies on the dollar compared to what you're paying for your liability and your collision and all that stuff.
True.
So really the first place to start there is with your own insurance company. Now, if there's injuries here, which there are, you are now in an adversarial position with your own insurance company. And you may think, it's my insurance company, I can just call them and we'll resolve this.
Yeah.
This is a situation where you are filing a claim that an insurance company is going to have to pay out. You need a lawyer for this. This is still a situation where you want to hire a lawyer, even though it is your own insurance company, because they're now on the side of.
They're not going to let go of their money.
No, nobody's.
You don't think about that. You think, oh, they're here to support me, and you don't think about it in that way.
You're in good hands. There's all that stuff, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Until you file the claim.
You're canceled. No, I'm teasing.
And then, but no, you're now in the position of it's a weird space, I think, for an insurance place to be in, because they're going to pay out whatever they have to pay out, and you may have to file a lawsuit to accomplish that, but then they're going to turn around and sue the person that hit you that didn't have insurance to try to collect that back.
Right.
They're going to stand in your stead when they do that, and that's great, but the issue is, do you have to sue the other person? Probably not. You're really going to want to go through your own insurance company, and there's another rider on there that you can get called underinsured motorist.
Right.
So if your claim exceeds what the person has insurance, but their coverage is insufficient to cover your claim, then if you have an underinsured motorist rider on your automobile policy, you can claim against that as well.
But why would someone not have insurance, first of all, do you think?
Oh, Kelly.
I mean, what I was going to say is, if that person doesn't have the money they think to pay insurance, how are you going to make any money back from them?
There's a lot of people, I think, probably driving without insurance.
That's why you have uninsured motorists existing.
I think it sounds like a good idea to have uninsured motorists.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it does. Well, there's any number of reasons. I think probably the cost is prohibitive for some folks.
Sure.
And so you have people that just decide they can't afford it. They'd rather run the risk than pay for the insurance policy. And that's unfortunately what they do. But then they get in an accident and it's a problem.
Right.
And some people can't be insured after a while.
Well, ultimately, you've got to find a company that's willing to take the risk. And if your driving record is bad enough, if your claims have been high enough, I suppose insurance company would just say no thanks. Of course, people do get canceled from time to time as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've had that happen too.
And I know in a case like this, if you're going to your insurance company, many times what they're going to try and find out is your percentage of guilt where the accident.
Oh, that's a whole nother can of worms when you start talking about comparative liability, because you can find yourself in a scenario, and of course we talk about this sometimes in the estate planning world, where, let's say you're in a car accident, right? And it's 5% your fault. And you've got $100 worth of damages, but the other party, who's 95% at fault, has $1 million in damages. Well, what's your 5% of $1 million? I don't know, I'm not good at math, but about 50 grand?
Oh, it's got to be in there,
Yeah. And so even though you're slightly at fault because the damages are so lopsided, in contrast to the fault, you can still find yourself getting tagged like that. So, insurance is really important to handle all that. Of course, your insurance companies, they're going to fight all that out for you, too.
Sure. But as you said, toward the beginning, it's important in this case, you need to find representation, because, I mean, in any accident situation, you don't want to go spouting off because you have no idea what you're saying.
Well, and that's one of the things we deal with as attorneys is, what did somebody say?
Right.
What did they say?
Exactly.
Even coming up to the scene, I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Right.
Well, that can be considered an admission of liability, so it's best not to say anything at all other than, we're calling the police, calling 911. Let's make sure everybody's okay. If somebody's hurt, let's tend to
take care of that.
Tend to the emergencies. But as far as trying to sort it out there at the scene,
You don't think about that.
whose damage it is, whose fault it is, and all that. And even if you think it's your fault,
Don't say
in the heat of the moment, you might be wrong.
Right.
You might not have all the facts.
And everybody has a phone. Take pictures if you
Absolutely.
Yes.
Video's great, too.
That is a great thing to do.
Absolutely.
All right, Will.
People want more information from you, Will, about, of course, topics like this, all these things that we talk about. How do they get it?
Yeah, our phone number is 417-863-9455. That's 863-WILL. if you need to call that.
Okay, very good.
And then our website is willworshamlaw.com.
Okay, Will, I think you should sign off in Chinese.
再见.
What he said.
All right.
Okay.
And you can also
Very good.
wworsham@color10.com.
That too.
All right, up next, did you know that you can tour Springfield on a bike? Well, we're going to tell you all about that next. Ozarks Live will be right back.